What's good, crypto family? I hope you guys are having a great evening right now. I know you guys see the market is pumping, and I know you guys been seeing Dogelon Mars has been commenting, and he has been going crazy on X. Family, like right now, you guys are locked in to the most hyped up community in the world. I'm telling you guys right now, a lot of people were asleep on us. A lot of people didn't believe, but the true warriors, they believed. So as we guys see here, let me get to the news right quick, and then I'll go ahead and get you guys to the juicy stuff. As you guys see, Nokia files patent for a digital asset encryption device, signaling a move into blockchain security. So as you guys see right here, family, when I tell you guys crypto adoption is here, it's here. And when Trump and Michael Saylor came together and they're saying, we could have $590 trillion flowing into the crypto space. Now, they're also claiming that they're not just only holding Bitcoin, but they are holding other digital assets. Shout out to everybody who's within the space right now. As you guys see, BlackRock Spot Ethereum ETF now holds around 1 million ETH. Let me know if you guys are bullish down in the chat. Family, I had to come and do live, man. Right now it's a great time to say that you are an investor in Dogelon Mars, and you are definitely holding a major bag. So a lot of people have been asking me, they're like, Crypto Brown, have you seen this shot? Did they already burn Dogelon Mars already? Let me see if I can make the screen a little bit bigger. So as you guys see up here, Dogelon is sitting at 2208. And it says the circulating supply is 486 trillion tokens. It says it on there. I don't know if we burned or not. I really don't know if we burned or not. But if you guys are seeing it there, hey, I don't know. But just know this. That may just be a little sign of what can be coming next. Shout out to Dogelon Meme Lord. What's good, bro?
Hey, how you doing? Haven't heard from you in a while. Glad to hear from you.
Man, I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to hear from you too, bro. It's just an exciting moment. Have you seen this here with Bitmart?
Oh, you're talking about where if they said that they burned or something like that?
Yes.
I looked on CMC and CoinGecko, and it's still the same. The 5 trillion or whatever. I mean, I forgot, but it didn't go down to 4. So I think the research wasn't done on it, but a couple of us already saw it, and we tried to find it, and we couldn't.
Okay. Okay. Because the community has been asking, and they've been trying to figure out what is really going on. You
Plus,
know?
if they would have burned it, the burn bot would have picked it up already because it has to go to that dead wallet. So there's no way
Right.
to hide it. That's the whole point of not hiding.
So you guys hear that first thing first, family. The burn bot would have shown that they would have burned what 63 trillion or what tokens.
And if you
So
know, if they would have burned that much and we would have saw that, we would all been excited.
what and seeing Dogelon Mars communicating with the community is awesome. He's been going crazy, and you are the first one to point this out. I'm not gonna lie about it. Meme Lord pointed out Chain Chomp. As you guys see on the thumbnail, Sonic is running through that loop and he's trying to collect those coins. Meme Lord, do you want to address that while I try to find that tweet? So as you guys see this here, Where have I seen this before? Come on, family. Meme Lord, you there, brother?
Yeah, sorry, I was taking off my Wi-Fi. It's better on the phone.
Oh, you
Yeah, I'm the one that saw. Did you see Saxon? How I showed the video where he did the Sonic, and then the Twitter, the one I think Edwin shared the screenshot where he was playing the game, or somebody was playing the game of the Land on Mars, and if you look at the left-hand side, you can see Sonic peeking out.
Uh-oh. Yeah, we did play that on the live one day, one night. We definitely did.
Yeah. So that's one, and then two. Recently they did like a space with I don't know about you.
Hmm.
Um, she was doing a space, and she was saying that one of the collabs they have a partnership that's big, and it says they're excited to use the tech they have and whatever they have, but she says it's not set in stone yet, but it looks like it's going to be happening. So everybody was saying it could be Sega or something like that. And if you notice, Sega, I think they got into blockchain, the NFTs a while back, I think like a year ago, but now they're exploring actually GameFi.
Oh my God. That's huge. That's huge. And a lot of people don't understand what's about. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's like, meme lord, everything that me and you were discussing off on the phone, it seemed like we're gonna see something a lot more different than what we were discussing about over the phone next year. What you think?
Yeah, if you're talking about Elon, what the metaverse, right, and whatnot, or you're talking about institution.
No, the metaverse.
Oh yeah. So that's why I had said like XRP, even like XRP, Root Network, not Shilling. They're actually one of the ones that they didn't build on XRP, but they're using it as a gas fee when it interacts with their blockchain, right? And they do metaverse, AI metaverse, Web3. And to me, that's what Rufus Chain is looking like it's going to be, because the AI metaverse in the land on Mars, but also, like I had said, it's a blockchain, and it looks like they're going for Web3, because if you notice, that's what they keep talking about. And Web3 is DeFi, GameFi, metaverse. So, dude, it looks like it's going to be like a Web3 development hub.
Oh my gosh. And I'm just gonna state this. It's not financial advice. Like what IDK says. She says she's not trying to hype anything up, but with the community and with things going on, that next year could be a very exciting ride with seeing everything coming into play that they have been working on for years. I'm talking about, I don't know, man. I could see 3 zeros easily. 3 zeros easily. But with this
And
poll, I'm listening. Go ahead, meme lord.
I was gonna say on this post, if you notice, three is like the magic number. If you see everything's in three. Okay, you got three dogs. Okay, Dogelon, Rufus, Astrid. Then you have three mugs. Then you have three.
Three.
If you notice the tray, like the little tray of the undone muffins, three of them look like the poo emoji, and three look regular. Then if you notice, there's three rocket ship cookies. There's six rocket ships, six. So three, three. And it's like and then if you notice on the ornaments on the reef on the right hand side where Rufus is at, sorry, on the left, right above him, everything is like in threes, three pine cones, three. So to me, I don't know what three signifies, but I looked it up, and when I put 333 into gematria, I know it's like a shot in the dark, but it gave me January 3rd. It said 131. It spelled out 131. So I'm saying, maybe they're saying 333 gematria January 31st. Maybe something's coming. Hold that with a grain of salt, but I just see everything 333, and
Hold up,
especially
hold up.
remember. Go ahead.
Repeat that again, right quick. What you said, something is coming. Can you repeat that? Three, three,
Yeah,
three.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So if you go to Gematria Calculator and you put 333 in what do you call it? Spelling it out, not just number three. If you put 333 and you go to Gematria, it says 131. It spells out 131, which is January 31st. And remember, if you remember the post before this one where Dogelon, I think he's by the fireplace, there's three socks. There's three sets of there's a three times in the garland. So it's like, why do they keep putting 333 everywhere?
Hmm. Hmm. But you know what? It's so strange. You said around January 31st, right? But check this tab out, bro.
Correct, correct.
Check this out. You just said a storm is coming. The storm is coming. Doge family is rolling in on January 20th, 2025. This is from Tesla owner Silicon Valley. So you're on to something, meme lord.
I'm telling you, like Elon Musk, smart guy. He numbers. That's how you're able to measure the stars. It's like basically it explains life on Earth. But I'm not going to go into that. But he knows numbers, and it looks like the team for Dogelon knows as well numbers. The other thing is, I don't know about you. If you listen to the way she was speaking about the core team, one, this is not their first rodeo. I was talking on one of on our X space, and I said you can tell the way that all of these guys speak and what they're doing. This is not their first rodeo, and two, I think this is like their 7 to 10 project they've done because it looks familiar to a couple ones I've seen, including, and I'm not what do you call it, shilling, but I am in a project that I secretly am buying. It's called Mew. You know that cats in a dog's world, bro. It
Yeah.
looks exactly the art and everything. It looks exactly like Dogelon, but we made it first. Our family made it first, but it looks like Mew's headed in that direction. And I noticed they always have Dogelon on there, but hidden, not in plain sight. It's he's always hidden. So I was thinking maybe they're gonna have a collab where they're gonna let them build on the land, and maybe it can be one of his safe spots. You know, like oh, he has a safe like a safe location on Mars. He bought land there. So that's what I'm saying. That with that AI metaverse, there's so much they can do with it. You know, projects can build on it, and then say if they do go and let's say they build, let's say Mew builds on it, right? Let's just use that as an example, or anybody that builds on there, if they go on the LAN and they interact with it, let's say they put a game on there, pinball, a little video, something, and they play it and they win Mew, as rewards. But guess what? In order to claim it, you have to go through Rufus. And then I just saw uh, where Dogelon put a comment to Uniswap where it says, "What wallet should we support?" And it said and then Dogelon said, "Support Rufus." Or what blockchain should we support next? And then Dogelon said, "Rufus blockchain." That's what I'm telling you guys. The burn to me, the burn mechanism and the great burn. Yeah, it's all fantastic. I love it. But dude, I'm ready for that blockchain because that means people are going to be building on it, projects, and the more they build on it, guess what? The more they're interacting with it, the more they're using Elon to burn it. So that's why I say they can't burn that much because if it's a blockchain and it's going to burn Elon, the more they interact with it and the more transactions, you need a healthy supply in order to make it sustainable.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. And this is the post right here, the comment from Dogelon Mars. Number 1, Elon. 2, AI, Dogelon Mars. 3, CFTC. 4, Elon on Solana. 5, Dogelon Mars, DeFi, and NFTs on Solana. 6, land on Mars Metaverse, coming soon. And then Rufus Chain.
Yeah, that was one of them. There was a couple other ones, man. He's Doggo's been active today, really good.
Yeah, he definitely been active. And when he's at like, I ain't gonna lie to you guys, like to you, like this is giving me 2020 vibes, and not just that. Like I've been screaming, I was like, some people may look at the old charts. Now, follow me. The old chart has the pattern of how Bitcoin was moving, the all-time highs, and when we're going through a bear market. But I really don't think we can go by the old pattern anymore, because that old pattern was without pro crypto administration. That wasn't with all countries that's trying to have their own Bitcoin reserve, not just Bitcoin, but buying up a lot of digital assets. We stopped insider trading, where they can't do insider trading no more with these stocks. So where's the money going? The money is going to be flowing into digital assets. I really do believe like 2025 is going to be a major game changer. And like that article I had posted up a while ago, we could be in a multi-year bull market. Now, what I mean by that is, yeah, we may see like new lows, but we may not be sitting at those lows like how we've been sitting for the past couple of years. And even for the OG investors who've been in it for a while, that that bear market usually be bloody for the whole 2 to 3 years, and then start to crank up. What's your thoughts on that?
So it's basically how you said it, and then after the Bitcoin halving, it usually takes 300 to 500 days for Bitcoin to recover. The difficult thing now is I used to go by trend as your friend because this is my second bull run. Used to go by trend as your friend, and I would know like boom, the chart's 100% when I did my TA because I was confident in them.
Right.
But now it's very difficult because the ETFs, that's one, and two, because now it looks like the government stepping in, like the United States, to do a Bitcoin reserve. That's all fine and dandy, but at the same time, you remember they're here to make money just like we are, so they're going to be selling too. And during the bull run, I don't think it's going to be a multi-year one because they're going to be selling. They got to look at. Okay, I'm gonna say this real quick. $37 trillion in debt. $10 trillion of that is re-rollover refinance. They got to come up with $10 trillion the next 2 years. It's either print out all that money, and then guess what? You're in hyperinflation, which I think they were trying to create in the first place, but who knows? They're gonna have to either convert gold into Bitcoin, and then they're gonna sell it. And I think it's gonna not, I won't say, I never say crash, but it's gonna go down, not hard, but during, after the bull run, it does go down. I don't say crash, it does go down. But I think it's gonna go down a little bit, not harder, but a little bit more than anybody anticipates, in my opinion, just because institutions are here for money too. They're not here just to keep the money in there for years and years. They already know they're gonna sell it at the high, and then when it goes back low all the way, and for the next 3 years, they're going to keep buying it up. That's why I had said 2031. I see like half a mil to like $800 million Bitcoin. And that's just because, not because I'm a moon boy and not because of my TAs, but that's because guess what? Bitcoin halving again. So the miners, it's going to be difficult. They're not going to be able to mine as much. And then you're going to be wanting, all these institutions, they're going to be wanting more and more and more Bitcoin. You see, and that's where it's going to become scarce. Of course, you're going to
Now,
have buying and selling, but it's going to become a little more scarce.
okay, now you're absolutely correct about what you said. Now, with them selling, of course, to pay off the debt, 36 trillion, 37 trillion. But then again, we are still in that race. We're still in that rat race against Russia. Okay, we're not against, but we're trying to beat Russia. We're trying to beat China. So even though, yeah, we go ahead and sell, which it will fluctuate the market, it will drop it, not as like increasingly, like just back to 80 something grand, but with them taking advantage, Russia taking advantage, El Salvador, yeah, don't get me wrong, El Salvador, they're still buying a Bitcoin or $1 million of Bitcoin a day, but we have other countries that got money too. And I'm not saying it could just push up the market, but we may not see like a major retracement. What you think? Push up the market.
Give me 1 second because I'm trying to find something that's going to support what I'm going to say. Give me a second. Go ahead.
You good? You good? We got Parabolic in the house. Hey man, it's up. What's going on, Parabolic Paul?
What's going on, man?
Hey, not much, man. Excited that you came on to the live. What's going on? Talk to us.
Yes, sir. I actually have the day off, so I'm able to join you guys. Yeah, no, you guys are making some good points, man. I really appreciate the data. And that message with all the threes, it's pretty cool. It's pretty compelling. He's right. It's a lot of threes, and that seems to be an ongoing theme. I don't know if it's that or wishful thinking, but it seems like that's the pattern with those images lately. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it actually does mean, but we'll see.
Right. So Meme Lord, he says he's gonna get some more information.
Right.
Because he got it. But like what he was saying. Now, don't get me wrong. He's absolutely correct. We are going to sell our Bitcoin. That's the whole goal. They're going to sell their Bitcoin, but
Right.
I don't think that they're going to they're going to sell it. But I believe that they're going to try to buy back in heavily because at the end of the day, we're competing. This is like the space race back in the 1990s. Who can reach to the moon first? Mm-hmm. This is it right now.
Right. The other thing I was going to say to add to that is like when nations start buying, when they announce, they've already accumulated. They're not saying like, hey, we're buying this. They already bought it like weeks before it ran up. They're just letting people know, hey, this momentum that we're seeing, yeah, we bought in. Well, they bought in weeks before or months before or even years before, you know. They're just announcing it now because they feel comfortable enough to say so. So, yeah, I think a lot of this momentum, dude, is people who have been holding since it was like 35K or something like that. It's not people trying to make like a $1,000. No. It's people who have had it for a while and they're seeing like a 2x on it and they're like, well, this could be the top. This could not be, but we're going to go ahead and sell it and, you know, put enough selling pressure on it for it to dip heavily and then they'll buy back more. And it's basically just it's bears trying to put pressure on everything, but it's a momentary lapse, man. Like, are you guys seeing the fact that the market is pumping even though Bitcoin is going down?
Yes,
that's the sign right there.
Including Dogelon, it was up 23%, the highest today.
Yes, I saw that too.
And did you see how many whales were buying, like on the buy bot? 111,000, 89, 90, 100, 110. I was like, wow, nuts. And real quick, today, this is what goes to by what you were saying, I was saying about United States, like trying to like you were saying, they're trying to catch up to China. What we were saying before you got on, Paul, or actually if you were here. But yeah, so you could tell they're not playing because remember the guy that from Crypto.com, Chris, is that the guy's name? He had that meeting with Trump, and then today, Crypto.com launched its U.S. trust company, Crypto.com Custody Trust Co. So that means that, like, they're more regulated in the United States. So I'll put it right here. It says the chartered trust is eligible to custody assets for U.S. institutions and high net worth individuals. And as crazy is Crypto.com. I wouldn't say they're the biggest holders, but you know how they're one for one. Dude, they have the biggest they have the biggest two wallets of Dogelon, meaning that's where everybody's keeping all their Dogelon. So that's like a win for us too. Like that's like you say, the snowball effect.
Yeah, but think about it like this though. Even though Crypto.com launched their own U.S. institutional custody service, but this is what months before we got we call
the CFTC. The CFTC. Commodity. Now we're not a security or a commodity. It's all falling into place. And this is what I was saying. Like, I don't know what you would, there's no such thing as this, but like I would see we're not I know we'll always be a meme coin at heart. Woof woof, but to me, it looks like Elon's becoming a transactional, like for transactions and, for the blockchain.
Right.
So it's nuts. It's nuts what they're doing. I'm so glad they did the blockchain and not just a game or something small. It's going to be nuts.
Well, have you noticed how active the main account is today on X?
Yes, especially with Caldera. You can look at Caldera's not going to play along like that,
Right.
but they know what's built. They know what's on there. They know who's using it because
Oh
they
yeah.
helped, build. Oh yeah, so that's why they're all they're messing with us, but also knowing we're watching you, watching us.
And I like the fact that they're showcasing tweets from the community, some from ambassadors, some from holders, and they're reiterating what we've already been talking about. And this goes back to what we were saying, man. Community is king. Like
Exactly.
community.
And the best thing about the community is the DAO. That like gives us a big
Yep.
voice. That tells us where we want the blockchain to go. Who like even if a partnership wants to come on, oh, would you rather have this one or that one? You could do that. Or like we were talking about, how they said you can complete you earn Dogelon by completing missions with your friends or solo. That's why I said it
Yeah.
would be cool if they had a burn night that and like with all the missions you complete, instead of you receiving it, you can burn it, and instead of like it's like a double burn just for that
Yeah.
night. That would be cool. Like I said, the DAO is actually our big voice.
Yeah, man. I totally agree. I would like to see us propose more things, but I'm hesitating to propose more things right now because I really want this XRP thing to be considered, and so I'll probably do it later tonight. I don't know about you guys, but I'm probably gonna do like a link to the DAO. It would be cool if we could simplify it by like taking a video of like here's how to go to the DAO page,
Family.
and
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah,
Like
right.
log in, create an account if you don't have an account there, and like that post and share it.
While we're on live right now, you
Yeah.
guys are doing a great job. But listen, family, we're on the Dogelon Mars website. All you have to do, I know you guys are tapped in, scroll down. And when you see this vote now button, you click it, and it will take you straight over here. You scroll down where you see Bridge Elon to XRP. And we need you guys to hit this like button, drop those comments down.
Perfect.
We need this to be up, family. If you guys are paying attention, you guys have been watching, we need this integration. I mean, we're gonna be connected with all the money in the world. It's only
And
right.
and real quick, didn't mean to interrupt you. Remember XRP, they're like I said, a lot of AI and metaverse projects are building on that, and look what we are. So that like we'll be the first one there, the first meme coin, boom, right on there with AI metaverse. Come on.
Yeah.
So the more you guys, the devs, the more they see you guys liking it and commenting on it, the faster they'll make the proposal live. So then you can vote on it using your Elon, meaning just you connect your wallet and you vote with how much ever Elon you have. It doesn't take it away. It doesn't use it. It doesn't cost gas fees, nothing. You're just using it as voting rights.
Right. And someone was asking if it's each token is a contract. It says each Elon crypto contract will be listed with 4 concurrent brackets. All right. So as you guys see here, additionally, each Elon crypto contract will have a tick size equivalent to as many zeros, one with a tick value of $1 and a contract value of $100. So you guys are seeing it right here.
Was that the CFTC, the one they made it the commodity?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that's big there too. And I think, what do you call it? Dogelon, I think because they all been busy building and, getting the partnerships ready. I don't think they saw that. So when, we started posting it, I think VN Fans was the first one that found it. I don't know if that's true. I forgot. But whatever one of us found it, it was like wildfire. And then Dogelon said, oh, what do you call it? I think, what did he say? He said, maybe
Probably
nothing or
nothing.
something. Probably nothing, right?
Yeah.
And then like we started posting, and then one of the posts today they said, oh, doing my homework, kind of like, oh yeah, well, we're watching you, watching us, so I think some of the stuff we post, they sometimes don't even know about it.
But the thing about it is like, all right, now I know the metaverse, I know the blockchain is coming, but it's like I just really do feel like we're just thinking too low. Now, don't get me wrong, 3 zeros is nice. It's nice. But with all this money that supposedly that's going to be flooding into the crypto market, and knowing, you see, Russia does not want us to be first. They want to be first. And what they have that grudge is when we took them off of the off the rubbles that they had, we took them off where they can't buy any oil from us or whatnot like that. They have that grudge still, and they want to be crypto capital. So, like what you were saying, I don't know if you got that information still, but with us selling probably like $40 trillion worth of Bitcoin, and listen, I know most people are listening like, man, $40 trillion worth? That's absurd. There's no way. You're not understanding how much money that's going to be flowing in it. It does not matter because other countries, they're putting their money into, they have their own Bitcoin reserves. They're not just buying Bitcoin, they're buying digital assets. So the cap, or where you guys see with the crypto market cap, where is that, what, 3 trillion something right now? Let me go to it right quick. We're at 3.3 trillion in the market cap globally. And with us selling our bet, not us, but United States, to pay off their debts, there's other countries that's more greedy. They may be like, okay, we have a chance to be ahead of the United States because they had to pay their massive debt. Where other countries, they don't even give a damn about their debt. So, like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, mine is every country has been buying for the longest time. Like when China banned it, they were buying it. The United States, they were putting the pressure hold. You know why? Because they were suppressing the price. I don't have proof, but the proof to me is all the stupid, idiotic laws that they have against it, like staking in some in the United States, you can't do it in some cities. And now they're saying it's taxable. It's like, okay, really? So they've been buying. United States has been buying, and then they have the 210 trillion or 210,000 bitcoins that they got from the Silk Road hack and all the other good stuff. So for me, they've been buying, and I don't, like I said, I don't have proof, but I did post on who from like Coinbase Pro. I think they sold like 400 million worth of Bitcoin the other day. For
Yeah.
me, have you noticed ever since we hit the 103, it's been going up, 107, then it went to 100,000, then 92, twice already. To me, this is like price suppression from BlackRock and everybody. They're trying to buy it on the low as much as they can because they were like, dang, Donald Trump won. And I'm not getting political. They were like, Donald Trump won. Now we can't suppress the price for another 4 years, dang. So for me, they're suppressing the price to buy because they know what's coming next year. Come on. But that's no proof, but the proof to me is what's going on in the stranglehold they had.
Right. For me, I think I look at it a different way. I think it's like what's happening is that psychologically we've crossed that 100K barrier that we've been preparing for, and now that we're here, I think a lot of folks are looking at this as our new support. And so what people are doing now is they're taking advantage of this new support, and they're selling some prices. They're selling it, so we're seeing price action go down a little bit. These are folks, like I said, who've been holding for quite some time, who are like, all right, this is our new support. Let's go ahead and sell off, roll some of that profit over to other things like Ethereum, some other altcoins, et cetera, et cetera. Or they're putting it on the sidelines and waiting for things to go back down a little bit, and then they're going to buy a little bit more to have it go back up to the new support of 100K. 100K is our new support. Whether these guys like it or not, that's our new support. And so our next target we're going to achieve, in my opinion, is going to be 125, 150, probably in the next few months, if not the next month. And so these guys are taking advantage of that while they can, and they're getting ready. And so nation states have already started accumulating. Guarantee you they're buying in under the radar amounts right now. And then they'll announce some sort of large buy later. So I just, that's just my opinion. But guaranteed, the smartest thing to do is to keep your cards close to the vest. Not everybody has to announce it like Michael Saylor. A lot of these guys will announce it way after the fact. Like, oh, the United States has purchased such and such, or, you know, Cambodia has purchased such and such. They're not going to necessarily put it out there because they want to be able to buy it for the least amount they can, and they want to be able to benefit when it gets to the highest price possible. So there you go.
It's funny that you say that because I bought at eight. I've been buying since $8,000 Bitcoin, right? And I've been holding,
Right.
and I haven't sold any yet because I just been accumulating because I know what's coming next year. So I'm one of those where I've just been buying, 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 and I have one. I have one wallet where I accumulate, and then I sell sell the whole bag at the bull run. Then I have the one
Mhm.
where I sell at different price targets I bought, and I bought at, and then I have one that's day trading. So that's no financial advice. Don't do that unless you have some money. But I use one where I made some money where I know 90 to 100K. So it's true. I've been playing. I've been playing in that little megaphone and that little funnel.
Right. Well, it's good. It's good. It's good to DCA. And selling is perfectly okay too, but you have to understand, like, what is your motivation on trading? Like with Bitcoin, we all, like, if you guys haven't realized it by now, Bitcoin is the new gold. And so until you come to that realization, you still look at it as a tradable asset only. Until you figure out that it is a store of value, you're gonna do this stupid stuff, which is selling and trying to manipulate price and trying to put pressure down so you can leverage your positions later on. Only the folks who really understand are the ones that are going to accumulate no matter what the price is. And they're going to hold no matter what the price is.
Exactly. And that's what I tell everybody. They go, but it's 100,000. I go, I still buy. Even though I know it's going lower, I just still accumulate at
Mm-hmm.
certain levels. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cause yeah, like I said, it's fun, but it is true that 100K is like psychologically good and
Right.
bad. For me, it's not good or bad. For me, it is what it is. It's the truth. It's the new support, like you said.
Because remember, 4 years ago, the support was 67,000. That was the support, and then it went down to, like, what, 42K, and then it went
Yup.
up and down and up and down and up and down, and then it just hovered around 40 to 50K for the longest time until recently.
Well, I remember this because this is how far back I can go. I bought during the FTX, that Black Swan. Oh, dude,
Mm-hmm.
that was like a paradise for me. I was like, oh, yes. It went down because I knew it was going to go down maybe to 16 to 60, 16,500. I had a big buy order at 16,5, 17. When FTX happened, it went through and I go, yes, that 16,5, nobody
Mm-hmm.
remembers it because it was so fast. It was bought up so quick. So it
Oh yeah.
actually went down to 16.5 at that time when the FTX collapsed. And real quick, that's why a lot of like Solana, I don't really like it, but I bought it when it went to $10 because FTX had a huge bag of that, and I said that's going down as well. So I bought that and then I sold at the high. So I said, that's just my to put into my other coins that I know are gonna do more better.
Right.
This is where I want to come from, because I know you guys were talking about what the countries and the nations that have already been buying Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
But with the framework, what Saylor had proposed to Trump, and I'm just going to read this right quick.
Sure, go ahead.
Opportunity: establishing the United States as a global digital leader. A strategic digital asset policy can strengthen the U.S. dollar, neutralize the national debt, and position America as the global leader in the 21st century digital economy. One USD as the global reserve digital currency, grow digital currency markets from $25 billion to $10 trillion, creating massive demand for US treasuries. Two, digital capital growth, expand global digital capital markets from $2 trillion to 280 trillion, with US investors capturing the majority of this wealth. 3, digital asset leadership, drive growth in digital assets beyond Bitcoin from 1 trillion to 590 trillion, with the United States dominating this industry. And then last, strategic Bitcoin reserve, establish a Bitcoin reserve capable of creating 16 to 81 trillion in wealth for US Treasury, providing a pathway to offset national debt. Now, I'm not going to say there's going to be $590 trillion that's going to flow in just in 2025. But I do see that they are putting certain assets aside to pay off the national debt, but they're still going to be holding a majority of their bags. Not really unloading their bags. 2026. Now, what are y'all thoughts on that?
Well, I recently caught an interview. Actually, she did 2 interviews within a couple of days for CNBC, and I believe it was either Bloomberg or Fox Business. Cynthia Lummis, Senator Cynthia Lummis, has proposed in within her proposal, she put together a price target, target for the reserve of 1 million Bitcoin, and she wants to accumulate that over the course of 5 years. And that's basically the U.S. already holds a little over 200,000 Bitcoin and it's in a seizure fund from asset forfeitures from like the Silk Road and some other sort of scam stuff that they cracked. But it's not really in sort of a reserve. But if the Reserve Act itself passes through Congress, through the House and the Senate, and is approved by the new incoming president, then what would happen is she wants to procure 200,000 Bitcoin per year for the next 5 years. And if that goes through, then they would put in a request, obviously, if the bill is approved, to move the 200 plus thousand Bitcoin that they already have over to the reserve fund to add to it. And then she said something along the lines of holding those Bitcoin for a minimum of 20 years. And then at that time, selling a portion of it to pay off the deficit.
Correct.
Not right now. It'd be later down the road.
Correct.
Yeah. So they'll be selling additional things, obviously, through the Fed, selling treasuries, as well as I'm sure that they're going to be procuring and selling other things. So it's not just Bitcoin that they're going to allocate. I would imagine that they're going to follow suit with Ethereum as well as Solana and maybe even XRP. So it's not just Bitcoin. She simply proposed the Bitcoin reserve, and Saylor has added to that by proposing his own thing, and it basically is just reinforcing what she's already proposed. And so I think we'll see more proposals like this in relation to the other altcoins out there. Whether or not we see something like that for a meme coin ETF, we'll see about that. But I don't think the U.S. is going to procure meme coins as a store of value for a reserve. But things can always change, and fiction sometimes is a precursor to reality. So we'll see. I mean, nobody thought Idiocracy was going to start coming true, but sure enough, some of it started to come true. So we'll see.
Name Lord?
Well, I had already said earlier, I didn't summarize it like Paul did. I was quick, but I already had said about the $1 million reserve. But also, Trump's company bought into Chainlink, and then also Ondo donated, I think, $1 million to Trump. So those are 2 I was looking. I'm not saying invest them. I'm just saying. So it looks like how Paul had said, they're going to dip their toes into some other cryptos they know they can, make money on trying to get to pay off that debt. Because, like I said, $10 trillion of that is 2 years re-roll over refinance. So they have to pay that in 2 years. So it's either, like I had said earlier, print the $10 trillion and cause hyperinflation. I'm not saying right away, but that's a lot of money to print. And then, so I had said, they're like he said, sorry, that they're going to dip their toes in under cryptos because they have to pay off that debt. It's getting too out of control.
Yeah. Yeah, I see this post that Scott posted. He was like, yellow cup with white pattern, Binance, blue cup with white words, Coinbase, green pattern, container, Robinhood, red cup, Mars.
Mm-hmm. That's a very good catch, man. I didn't see that at first either, but no, he's right. Nothing's an accident with these guys, man.
And when say for instance, when the meme coins get listed, they look at supply. They also look at contract addresses, all the good stuff. One of them is community. So to me, I'm like, wow, they've been saying a lot lately. Either something's happening or they kind of want more community engagement, because that also helps the guy getting listed as well on Coinbase and Binance and whatnot. So I kind of see it as a way of maybe hinting at something.
Yes, sir. Something else I caught today too. Vlad, the leader of Robinhood, the founder and CEO, he was interviewed by Anthony Pompliano on his channel, and he was talking about something that made sense to me. It's like from his perspective, for his customers, this relates to Dogelon Mars. This from his perspective, when it comes to his customers, when they look at things that have a whole bunch of zeros, they look at it as being affordable and that it has potential, that it could possibly go to a penny and even $1. I mean, that's how I got into to Dogecoin, back in 2018, 2019. I looked at something that's like, well, it's under a penny, so if they get a whole bunch of this when it goes to a penny, I'll be doing pretty good. So I think because we have the zeros in front of us, we're tempting for the average retail customer, and because of our market cap, we're appealing to the educated consumer. So we're good on a couple different fronts, and we have a pretty good brand, and now we have a lot of utility behind us, and we also have experience behind us, and our community is very strong. So we have, winner, 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 all these great variables in our favor. So going back to what he was saying, he talked about the fact that when you have a bit of a supply versus with Bitcoin that has a finite supply, when you have a bit of a supply, but you're seeing some of that being burned, that brings value to the table, but it also allows customers to see that they can accumulate a good amount and not just a scarce amount of value. They can accrue a good amount and they can be sitting on something pretty nice. And so a few years down the line, hey, they may wake up one day for a pretty good gain. And they won't see that with the stock market. They won't see that with Bitcoin. They won't see that with a variety of their assets, such as putting money in their savings account. They're not going to see that kind of a gain, but they see something like us and Dogecoin, they can make a good chunk of money down the line. So we have a lot of things in our favor, and that's why I really think focusing on Robinhood on top of Coinbase and Binance is the smart thing to do. So they're in a listing mood right now. We just need to get their attention. Because like I said before, it's not a matter of when, or sorry, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And we got everything in our favor.
And the good thing is now we're a commodity. That's one. And two, they're based in Menlo Park, California. So
Sure.
California has some of the strictest rules I've seen on crypto. I'm sure there's more, but they don't even like say some of my students, they say that they couldn't stake Cardano anymore because it wasn't allowing it on Coinbase or because of the California law. So actually, what's good about Trump coming into office, not political, what's good about him is it looks like, regulations are starting to get more looser because you see Coinbase just listing about just anything now almost. That's one. Two, anytime they have meetings with Trump, look what happens. A week later, oh, God, now we're adopted over here. So actually, I think you are right about Robinhood. Those are two things in our favor that I had just said. So yeah, I think it's possible. And what's good about Robinhood, I don't use it because it's for, people, it's ease of use. It's for the
Sure.
people who are just it could be for anybody, medium, or people just who are stepping their foot into stocks or crypto.
Right.
So what I like is how you said it is true that for me, it's more user friendly and it's more ease of use. So that's
Hmm.
actually a good platform for us to be on because I feel like for some crypto.com, that's where they like to be at as well.
Yeah, the reason why I mention Robinhood is not because of asset allocation, but it's because it opens it up to a good amount of volume. Because people on Robinhood typically, when they're dabbling in crypto, they're not getting on Robinhood to get into crypto. They're getting on Robinhood to trade stocks. And getting crypto is just adding to their portfolio. It's adding to an aspect of their portfolio. And they're like, oh, I might try this thing out. They don't go to Robinhood with the intention of getting into crypto. And that's the upside for us, is that they're going to look to try and game the system. And so anybody who's trading us on Robinhood is going to be doing a lot of price action. So they're going to be setting a lot of limit buys, limit sells, and so you're going to see a lot of volume there. You're going to see a much larger audience there than you would normally otherwise, because there's a lot of people on their platform that are there for memes. They're there for the GameStops. They're there for, the AMCs. And so when they get into something like Dogecoin and Dogelon, they look at all the zeros and go, "Oh man, I could get to like, $1 or $2 on that, and I could make a good chunk of change." And so then they start to really educate themselves on the projects they're getting in for crypto. And so you're going to see a lot of volume. That's basically what it comes down to. You're going to see a lot of volume once they come on board, and it also provides some sort of not necessarily mass adoption, but it exposes us to normies. Like, not it exposes us to non-crypto people. And so Robinhood themselves will put out advertising to draw their attention to the project. And so all the Elon super fans that are out there are going to see, oh, this is a Elon thing. I'm going to get involved in that. They're not going to do their homework. They're simply going to say, oh, well, Robinhood's suggesting that I get into this thing. So Elon's involved. Let's go ahead and do it. So we're going to see volume because of that. Coinbase and Binance are going to be great for the crypto traders out there that are already familiar with us, and those who are not familiar with us. And so that's going to see a lot of volume too, but it's going to see a lot of people holding on those platforms. So Robinhood will be for the normie exposure and volume.
Right, because many of a lot of like what you said, like GameStop and whatnot, they typically jump on Robinhood for that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And Robinhood's very big on the virality front. Like, they're always front and center in discussions when it comes to CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox Business, BBC. Like, all these guys will cover them when it comes to meme discussion, and will be in the headlines for weeks at a time as a result. Once we're on their platform and things start moving, we're going to be in the headlines with them. So that will bring more attention.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I would like to see us get on there before the other guys. However, they typically don't pick things up until you get to a larger size. But something was pointed out recently, was that Baby Doge, simply just as a reference, Baby Doge was listed on Binance at a $200 million market cap. And so market cap doesn't necessarily dictate anything
No.
for Binance, but they look at a number of factors. And I used to remember all these factors because I was in discussions with these guys a long time ago, asking them, on their social media accounts and groups with them about what criteria they look for. And there's just a number of factors they look for, and they have their own internal factors they really don't discuss, but they have certain metrics, and it's not necessarily market cap they're looking at. They're looking at, the length of the project, the virality of the project. The community is one of the largest factors they look at. And so if you already have a substantial amount of holders, that swings more in your favor than any other variable. That's why we keep going back to this. Community is everything. And so the more folks we get into the project, the more likely Binance will be to list us. Robinhood, on the other hand, they care a little bit about community, but they care more about market cap and virality. And so the more we're talked about, and as soon as we cross that $1 billion market cap, they're more likely to list us. So they won't list us until we cross the $1 billion market cap. Now, Coinbase is the wild card because I really don't know their listing criteria. But they also take their time in making decisions on who they're going to list and who they don't. A lot of times they will highlight them through their website by saying, well, here's all the information about this project, and you can go to da 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 to find out where you can buy it. But you cannot buy it on our platform yet. But you can hold it in Coinbase Wallet. And so there's a number of different strategies to approach all three of these people. We just have to make sure that we're following all of that. And I guarantee you that the devs have already thought about these things, and they probably already have had discussions with all three of these companies. So it's just a matter of hitting these mile markers and getting the market cap to rise. And so as soon as we do that, we're going to get launched probably in short order on two, if not all three, within a few months of each other.
I can see that happening. But it's just so crazy, man. It's just like there's so much pro crypto people that's about to be in the Senate right now, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to be in uncharted territory for sure. And I think crypto is going to be a large portion of bills that get looked at in the first month of the new incoming Congress. Because everybody's itching to talk about it. Everybody's itching to shake off the Gary Gensler of the SEC and get into this new world. I mean, crypto is what decided this election.
Correct.
So we're going to see some major legislation being talked about in the next couple months in relation to crypto, and it's not going to be just one. It's going to be many different bills, many different discussions, and hopefully we can get some regulatory clarity when it comes to the SEC and crypto, and then hopefully these guys can get behind a movement to keep the IRS from overtaxing crypto and poo-pooing the idea of taxing unrealized gains and hopefully getting rid of, if not limiting, capital gains taxes to almost nothing on crypto. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed.
That's why I moved out of the United States a while back, because it was just crazy tax. Right. So I said, no, I'm okay. So I bought, my real estate out there in the United States and then moved out here. But if everything
Right.
goes good next year, I'm thinking about moving back.
Right. Well, even though you live outside the U.S., you're a U.S. citizen, right?
Yeah, I'm actually one of the very first Native American. But I do. Yeah, I'm still am.
Right. Well, even though you don't live in the U.S., you're still subject to taxation.
No, I know.
That's the important.
My girlfriend's a CPA, so she's the one that helps me do all the
Oh,
tax.
okay.
That's the one that helped me flee.
Yeah. Then you already know.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, so I moved to Dubai, but what do you
Yeah.
call it? Now that's why I tell people when they say, "Well, where's another country?" I said, "Well, one of them is actually El Salvador." I said
Yeah.
that's a really good
Right.
one. Yeah, I'm not saying I'll move right away, but that's why I think Trump, saying I think he's coming with crypto hard because he knows every project was moving out of country, including his own people, because to ditch the,
Right.
the the high taxes on it. So yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I think like the deal with my understanding on taxation for assets, right? Because we're considered an asset. Crypto as a whole is considered an asset, not a security. And it's a matter of them just codifying that within the SEC. But the IRS is a different story entirely. And so my hope is that Congress can come up with some common sense taxation proposal to the IRS. I don't know who has oversight over the IRS. Unfortunately, I don't know how that works. Maybe you have an idea.
Yeah, I wouldn't know because like I said, she helps me even to the point where I told her, hey, you know what? Some of my apartment complexes, I wanted people to pay me in Bitcoin, and I said if they do, I would give them like $200 off the rent. I didn't tell them I was proposing that, but she says
Sure.
because of some of the regulations in some of the states that they're
Yep.
in, I couldn't do it because it wasn't taxed. And even if I show the paperwork and all that, they just said it's just too icky. So I'm waiting for
Now,
them to finally figure a way how to tax me, so I can do something like that.
right. Now, when it comes to taxation, this is one of the things that I would like to hear them talk about. Is I know that when it comes to houses, for example, and bear with me, I'm going on a bit of a tangent. So, when it comes for houses, um, not capital gains. Capital gains, yeah, it's capital gains. Capital gains don't really apply if you've lived in a house for 2 years. If you live in a house for less than 2 years, you're subject to capital gains at whatever rate is applicable at that time. Um, Whereas investments are subject to short term and long term capital gains. Maybe I'm thinking of a state tax. No, I don't think it's the state tax, but capital gains is different for a house or an like a physical asset, right? Like a building or a house or even a boat or a car. But I know that for a house per se, you have to live in it for at least 2 years before you sell it to avoid that capital gains exposure. And I believe it's 14 or 16% or something along those lines. I had to deal with this when my mom passed away and I sold her house because I didn't live in the house. I simply added my name to the mortgage before she passed away because I was recommended by the estate lawyers. And then when she passed away, I removed her name from it, but I was subject to capital gains because I essentially only lived in the house for 6 months on paper. And so I was subject to that capital gains. Now, if we could get crypto to be considered in a similar vein, where it's you hold the crypto for 2 years, and then when you sell it, if you haven't sold it for 2 years, that would be my proposal. But obviously, I want it to be shorter. So if you sell it within less than a year, you're subject to a capital gains. But if you sell it, over 12 months, then you shouldn't have any capital gains tax, in my opinion.
Yeah, and in some
They're going to
states,
want
in some
some.
states,
They're going to want
in
some taxation.
yeah, in some states, long-term gain tax is like 10. The lowest I've seen it is 10, and for
Right.
short term, I've seen the highest was like 35 to 38. It was nuts.
Right. Yeah. Short-term capital gains can really nip you on the. Can really eat into your profits. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a very gray area, and none of this is good is considered financial advice, guys. It's just simply my experience from dealing with what I have in the past. Obviously, you
They
should
got to
support
learn though. They got to
whatever
learn.
jurisdictions you're in.
That's
But yeah,
true. Don't learn the hard way. Losing money, because what a lot of people do is they take out that money right away. I'm just speaking about crypto.
yeah,
They take that money out right away, start spending it, and then here comes IRS. Yeah, because you didn't have it this long, it's 25,
Mhm.
30% you owe us. And if you're like on
Mhm.
$100,000, man, that's like what I think about like $10,000, $15,000 you would have to pay them back. You're not gonna have that after
Yes,
you
sir.
went on that spending spree.
Like I was in Vegas last month, and I hit a jackpot, and I just told the lady, I said, just go ahead and take out the taxes right now, and I'll deal with it later when I file my taxes in April. Because I'd rather them take it out now than have to deal with it later. Because later I'll get a refund, you know, and I'd rather just have them get their pie now.
Now, did you put that jackpot in some Elon?
Did I what?
Oh, did you buy any Elon with that winnings?
Actually, funny enough, I did. I bought some. Yeah, not a
There you
lot, but I
go.
bought some.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
That's a true
I actually
diamond
had a
hander
great.
right there.
It was a great trip, man. I actually broke even on my trip, and I actually came back with a little bit of money. And breaking even is success for me. And if I have a little bit left over, then awesome. But yeah, I did put a little bit of it into Elon when I came back home. So,
What was
but
that before the? Was it when it was on the good dip, or when it kind of went up a
oh
bit?
yeah, no, I think it was like it's. I can't recall. I think it was like 15 or 17 or something like that at the time.
Oh,
So I took
nice.
advantage
You
of
see
it.
that?
Yeah, you know me. I think I have about half your position. Now I'm getting close to that.
Oh,
So
wow. So yeah, you're up there. Well, yeah.
yeah, because
Wow.
you're. Well, I don't want to reveal it here. We can talk about it later.
I don't, honestly, I don't care. I don't care because you know why? Some of it I'm putting into staking to buy land.
Oh, perfect, perfect.
But do you guys think that when Trump get in office, because they're saying the IRS that staking is taxable?
That was the proposal today that somebody had said, or was that
Yes.
confirmed?
No, that was confirmed by the IRS. They were saying that staking your crypto is taxable.
Because it's an interest-bearing account, essentially.
So,
Exactly. Yeah, because you're earning APY.
So the interest is taxable, not the principal.
Right. No, no, right. But what I'm saying though is,
so it's an ongoing lawsuit right now with that.
Well, as there should be, because if it's think about it this way, like it's an asset. Your home is an asset. You're not when you go to sell your house, you're not getting taxed on the money that you made by selling the house,
Mm.
right? Unless you owned it for less than 2 years, then you're subject to capital gains tax. Now, an asset, like for example in stocks, right? You're not getting charged on the interest that you make on stocks, because a lot of times when the stock goes up in value, they're not taxing you on unrealized gains. What the IRS is essentially saying by taxing staking is they're taxing you on unrealized gains.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't think that's
So
going to go through.
they need to
no.
clarify that. And I guarantee you that Congress is going to fight them tooth and nail on that, because unrealized gains should not be subject to taxation. If you pull the trigger, sure, and you take it out, but if you take it out within a short period of time, sure. If you take it out over a long period of time, you shouldn't be subject to taxation on that, because it's essentially just like owning a house. It appreciates in value. They, that money should be yours. It's your asset that appreciated in value, just like a piece of art.
Right.
It makes no sense. They just
That's why the next four
that's
years is going to be
overreach.
better. Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
next
it's
4 years.
overreach.
It's the next 4 years. You're not going to see things like that anymore. And if you do, it's just going to be crushed.
Yeah. Like, think about this, guys. This is another slightly tangent, but I just want you guys to think about this. Is there's a lot of footage online about this, and in movies and TV and discussions like this by professors across the world. Is we are taxed on so many levels. We're taxed on our money multiple times. Um, we're taxed more than we ever have been historically. Any of our ancestors, we're taxed way more than any of them that have ever been. The Boston Tea Party was done because of a half cent or a 0.5% tax increase. 0.5%. And they weren't taxed like we are now. They weren't taxed on every little thing. They were taxed on their income and some sales. But that was it.
It's true
So,
what Paul. It's true what Paul's saying. Like me being Native American, 100%. Tell me
right.
about taxation. But
I know.
I
I
I
know.
say when people work, I say okay, you get taxed on everything on there. Then the gas you buy, it's taxed. The food no, but everything else you buy, goods, services, taxed, 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 taxed.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, on each dollar you make, it's literally you're getting about 15 to 20 cents of that dollar.
Exactly.
Actually, after everything taxed. And real quick, for people who are living in California, that's why I didn't buy real estate in California, because it's the great exodus. Everybody's getting the heck out of there. And now, for SDI, which is the disability of Social Security, now on each check, they're taking out 0.1%, which people said, oh, that's not that much. Well, yeah. If you do 24 checks times 0.1, that's 2.4% more they're going to get taxed a year. That's why California is the great exodus. Don't buy real estate there. Not my financial advice, but I didn't buy any there. But yeah, like Paul was saying, yeah, it's taxes is nuts. For me, it's a crime.
I missed a whole bunch of what you just said because you sounded like a robot for a while.
Oops,
I don't know if that was
sorry.
me or if that was on you guys, but
Oh, were you able to hear me, Brown, or no?
I heard you. I heard you about
I
the taxes. Yeah,
yeah, it
about
must
not
have been on
buying
my
no
side.
tax, buying
Yeah.
no
Okay,
property
it was
in
Paul.
California.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you guys, but yeah, getting off topic. But real quick, going back to the picture you had before that about Rufus chain,
Oh, I can
man,
hear
I
you.
liked it called.
Yeah.
Okay, I liked it Caldera's showing Rufus chain on their little wallpaper.
Yeah, and he said, "What? I'm loading up on information."
Right? Yep. Like I said, I think was Paul part of that X space the other day where we were talking about we kind of did a deep dive into this that quick X space they have with I don't know about you.
I think so.
Oh, maybe Paul can't hear me. I think his connection's bad. But
I
we talked
I heard
about
part
it.
of it.
Oh, okay.
Let me jump out and I'll jump back in.
All right.
Sure. While he's doing that, so in the discussion, like I said, this is not their first rodeo. I think they've done more projects before this, before Dogelon. But in one of the spaces, she was saying, they're partnering with somebody else. It's not set in stone yet. And we were talking about Sega, and it could have been Sega or whatever. But what do you call it? going back to what we were saying is about I forgot what I was going to say. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because of Paul. I was like, where did Paul go?
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, but but yeah, going back to the is he back?
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
back. So there was a spaces where you guys were talking about what? I missed that part.
Oh yeah. I said, were you part of the space or one of the discussions we were having about that deep dive about I don't know what you about you and that
Yes.
person? Yeah,
Yeah.
you were there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How
Sure.
wasn't it? Doesn't it sound like that wasn't their first rodeo? And it sounds like to me, it feels like they've done way more projects than this.
Yeah. Yeah. Or they like me have been involved in a variety of communities and probably been in Telegram spaces where there was a lot of alpha being dropped, and so they either have practical experience or they have third-hand experience. But she definitely spoke with a significant amount, like I said, significant amount of knowledge as well as authority. And I just found it so interesting that I had never heard of her before, and I know that you guys had, but I had never heard of her before, and I've been in the project as long as you guys have.
Who are you talking about? IDK?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
IDK. We'll just call her IDK. Sorry. Yeah, IDK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the way, yeah, and the way she was talking when the guy was asking the questions about the devs, you can tell this is like a number of people because I'm just saying, like I have a little bit of app development, computer programming knowledge. That's why I love
Right.
crypto. But it takes a big team because you're dealing with the AI metaverse, you're dealing with the Rufus blockchain, then you're dealing with the partnerships. This is not just two or three people. This is literally like probably 9 to 12 people, in my opinion.
Probably could be, if not more. And yeah, it's just very interesting. Like, and I just found it so curious that like I said, she comes out of the woodwork, and now all of a sudden the main account is getting a lot more social. And things appear to be coming to a head. So it's like, why aren't we burning right now? That's my opinion. Like, why? Like, what are they waiting for? Like, are
I
they
think
waiting
she
for after the
popped
first of the
up.
year?
I think she popped up at the end of 2022, before
Okay.
the
So
Bitcoin ETFs.
Okay.
yeah, so she popped up, when Methuselah sold the coins
Sure.
a little bit before that, like 6 months. And I remember her like after Methuselah sold the coins to whoever these new devs are.
So maybe she came on board as part of that
Right.
process.
But I still think we still got the same devs, but just more people. Like what you said, just like a bigger team than what it was before.
Well, I think because, like, say for instance, like I said before, Methuselah nonprofit. That's why they couldn't burn. They couldn't get into DeFi. They couldn't do these giveaways. Like, say for instance, real quick, the raid group. They said if it gets to 1,000 by January 17th, they're giving one person $2,500 of Elon, and five others $500 each, which equals another $2,500. And then to raid, like just to raid with us, if you go on there, they're doing like I believe the first on the leaderboard gets like 375, and then some other some all the way up to 20. It pays all the way to number 20th on the leaderboard. But what I'm saying is Methuselah couldn't give away stuff like that and do things like that. So that's why it kind of held us back a bit on what they wanted to do with the project because they were nonprofit. So that's why if you notice, as soon as the devs were clear to go, look at what they built within a year. Because Rufus Chain, the testnet went live on December 31st. Maybe that's the day they're waiting to burn because that's Rufus's birthday. Boom! I just remembered. That's when Rufus went live. The testnet, December 31st.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I know that's how long it's been since they've been holding the coins since I think October of last year. And look at what they've done. So much.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know when they're going to launch it, to be honest. But I know that the burn is probably going to come first, because it seems like they're itching to do that.
Right, that's
But
what I was hinting at,
So,
meaning like I think they might do the burn on the 31st. That would be significant only because that's his birthday, Rufus.
yeah, I mean that would be interesting. You know, I honestly don't know because a lot of this is speculation, and we have no way of being prognosticators.
I know, right? Yeah, I'm just having, we're just having fun.
That's true. It's true. I just, it would be interesting to see. I just don't want to. I don't want people getting their hopes up on specific dates.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah.
you know, and I think that's another reason why they don't really have a roadmap on that either, because people are going to be like, when? I mean, we already have when people, but it's going to be like, well, you said it's going to be this day, and it hasn't happened now. So what's going on? So I think it's just like we're just waiting, like, and the suspense is killing me. I know that because they've been on this talking about burn thing for a couple months now, and
And
yeah, we're just
did
waiting.
did you did you see sorry, a new, before I forget because I'll forget, a new
Yeah,
YouTuber
yeah.
covered Dogelon and he had 116K. I was the one, I saw
He
it because I
he
usually
pointed
go
that
like
out.
every,
He actually
yeah.
covered my tweet
Yeah,
about the
yeah, a bunch of
calculation.
you guys. Yeah, about all of you guys. A couple of
Yeah,
Mario, you, and a couple other ones. And I
yep,
said, dude, this guy has 116K. And he didn't go a deep dive, but he went further than any other YouTuber I've seen, other than Crypto Brown and a couple handful. But I mean, like
yeah,
somebody that has that many subscribers. So
yeah.
I was like, man, we got to rate this when I saw it because it said no views, and I go, oh, let me do this because I'm
Well,
not gonna lie, I check YouTube like every hour.
right. Well, yeah, he has covered the project before, and I think he's held some in his wallet for some time now, and so I think he's just checking in on his stuff and says, well, you know, it looks like I should be discussing this, and so here we are. I mean, he went a little in depth on it, more than like Umar Khan and some of these other guys, and so it was pretty good. But nobody covers it as well as our man Crypto Brown here.
I appreciate it, guys.
Exactly, right? Exactly. That's why I said other
But,
than Crypto
but
Brown.
this is the thing, though. We're going to see a whole lot more YouTubers talking about this when the price start actually
Indeed.
jumping.
Yep. Travlad
and
and those
and
guys are going to jump on the bandwagon too.
and honestly, for me, I think they know they're accumulating and they're waiting for the utility to come out. Cause come on, like when say for that guy, I forgot his name, Humphreys or something.
Yeah,
He was
Zach.
he was yeah, he covered us for like 2 days straight, 3 days straight when we went up like to 6030. And he knows. He went to the website. Come on, these are like these are not rookies. Okay, these are people that look for the money, the gems. They're all loading up. They're all loading up secretly and quietly. Do I have proof? No. But if they know what they're building and they know it's a blockchain and you can build it, come on. They know. So for me, they're waiting for, for either Rufus to come out, a Binance listing or whatever, and then watch the FOMO kicks in and then they go in it for the views.
Yep.
Zach. Listen, while you're in the space now, if you don't have you a bag, the prices are still cheap. I'm gonna be honest, 6 zeros is still cheap.
Oh yeah.
So don't be trying to wait for another dip or whatnot. Do what you can, not financial advice, but there's others who already accumulated a huge bag in the bloody market. When we were sitting at 6 zeros, 1100, not even 1099, the lows. I remember I was buying Elon when we were retracing from 5 zeros. And I'm like, well, let me go ahead and start accumulating these cheap prices. And then when we fell to 6 zeros, I was like 600 in there. Boom, kept on buying. Then we touched to the bottom and we stayed there for a little bit.
Dude, I sold
I
Shiba to buy more Dogelon. I sold all my Shiba to buy more Dogelon.
my story is I've never purchased any meme coin other than this one. I mean, a couple other that I was like, whatever, because I buy blue chips. Crypto Brown knows. what I hold, you know. So I don't hold coins, you know, I don't hold those type of coins. I have to see utility. I'm the type, I look at tokenomics. I look at token distribution. I look at what it's doing for real world assets, you know, stuff like that. Who, you know, if the government's using it, that's why I know like AVAX, how the DMV put like almost a million something car registrations on there because they found it cheaper, faster, and safer. But anyways, so what I'm saying is for me to buy this, I know what I'm holding, you know? I don't
Yeah.
just buy anything. So that my story is that, and I didn't even before I didn't even know it was called a meme. I thought it was meme because I wasn't really a social media type of person. But then you know I got a little bored at you know like just chilling. I go let me go on there, and then I started seeing okay, you can make money in meme coins. But then I saw this one and I was like, oh wow. So I bought back in April 2021, and I remember buying on Uniswap.
Oh yeah, me too. Where I first got it was Bitmart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That I remember. Yeah, I didn't buy it there, but I remember it. And I rode the wave. I'm not gonna lie, I rode the wave all the way to Crypto.com. And then when it went to that high, I sold all of it. I'm not gonna lie. And then I bought back in, right?
Yep.
I bought back in when it went down to like the 6 zeros 17. So I didn't even take profits. I just sold to buy a huge bigger bag. And then I just accumulated for the last 3 years on top of whatever I put in there.
Right. Yeah. No, I have a similar sort of story. You know, I knew that whenever I was selling it, I was already writing down what I was going to buy back later when I could afford it. And so I was basically making a deal with myself to reaccumulate, and that's what I've
Right.
done. And then so I know that Dogelon
And
gives me.
and honestly, like I had said in previous lives, excuse me, is I feel like stupid money is exiting, and now we're gonna have smart money next year, kind of. You know, like all these meme coins that were 13 cents going to 250. I was like, this is nuts. There's no rhyme or reason to the to buying anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Facts. So I see Christian. He asked a question about the major partnership. We did discuss that, but we don't know what major partnership that they're going to have right now. I believe they're going to probably unfold that after the burn, after Rufus is out, and I believe no, I believe they're going to tell us their partnership when Rufus comes out.
I
Before
I
Rufus.
actually I remember what she says. If you're okay with that,
Go ahead.
uh, yeah. So what she said was it's a partnership that they're very excited about, and that it meshes with their technology, and it's more seamless, and it looks like fun to play with. That was one. And then when they go, well, when's the well, what's the partnership? Well, we can't say. It's not 100% set in stone, but it looks like it's gonna happen, and we'll announce it soon when it does happen. That's what she said.
Mm.
So think about that when she goes, it meshes with our technology. Are we talking about the AI metaverse? Are we talking about another application being used on Rufus? We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Indeed. Either way, I think it's going to be pretty darn exciting because I mean, she wouldn't be excited about it if it wasn't exciting.
And
So,
and remember that was like last minute too, Paul. Remember?
yep, yep. So I think they've got something good planned, and you know, this won't be the only partnership either. I mean, we've already got other partnerships that are in the works and about to be released. So you know, this is just another one coming our way that we don't even know about yet.
And remember one of the from the one of the posts from the official Dogelon Mars when they said that beta testing is starting for the AI metaverse, just one of the many applications powered by Rufus chain, lightning bolt next to it. So that tells me applications they already have people wanting to build on it. I think that's why they're taking a while with the beta testing on purpose, no offense, is because they're trying to get more applications, because they don't want to just hype this up. They want to launch it with actual usage on it. Yeah, the AI metaverse is fun, and I'm not begging on it. Don't get me wrong. I love the idea. It's fantastic. But I think the main thing is the Rufus blockchain, because the more people build on it and the more they interact with it, they have to use Elon to interact with it, which will burn it.
Right. Yeah, I think we're going to see more building on that besides just the metaverse or the Web3 gaming. I think we're going to see some other applications being built on Rufus when it does launch. And that may be
Yeah,
one of the things they're discussing right now.
yeah, because on a blockchain you can do dApps, which is decent. Well, of course you would know, but I'm just for everybody out there, decentralized applications. Meaning that's why I think it's a good idea that we're bridging onto so many chains, because if Rufus chain supports it, that means they can build on any blockchain that Rufus is that Rufus interacts with, that while we're part of, that we bridge to and whatnot. So
Right.
the more blockchains we get, the more, projects will be like, oh, you can build from it on XRP because they're XRP. You can build Bitcoin on Bitcoin. You can build on this. You can be, on all the blockchains we're on.
Oh, man. This is going to be exciting.
So I see some people are asking, what's the minimum holding of Dogelon Mars that they need? I told, honestly, if you could afford, it's all about what you could afford. I'm gonna be honest, at least a billion, tokens. I'm not gonna tell you hold 10 billion, hold 20 billion, but at least a billion tokens. It could be able
And
to, be. It may not be life changing at 3 zeros. I mean, that's what if we do shoot up to 3 zeros, and you guys been seeing the signs. I mean, what's that about? All right, 300 something thousand, I believe, just 1 billion tokens.
and Paul, real quick, and while they asked that, the other thing it's going to lead to her question as well, is when you see, and I've been seeing on the Telegram, people saying burn 99.9% of split. Did you see that, Paul?
Yeah, you told me about it. I didn't see it, but
Oh,
it's so silly. It's like, it goes back to the conversation I mentioned that Vlad had today with Anthony Pompliano. He talked about this. He's like, you have to have a supply in order for people to be able to exchange it back and forth with each other. When you don't have a supply that you can trade, you don't have any trade. you know.
exactly. And that wouldn't let Rufus, it wouldn't, nobody could build on it. And if they
Right.
could, well, 5 projects, because we're so limited on supply, because we burned half of it or
Right.
more than half of it. So, guys, if they're trying to if it is, come on, it's a blockchain. So, you're going to be able to build on it. The more they build on it, the more it burns. So, what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it long term in order for the blockchain to be successful. And also, if you notice today on Uniswap, they said, oh, what blockchain should we support next? And then Dogelon Mars official said Rufus chain. So you see right there.
Ah.
That's that. Yeah, exactly. What is that telling you, Paul? Exactly. Exactly.
So they intend to launch it soon.
Not just soon, but look at it like as a dApp. You know what I'm saying? So you could actually maybe like on the blockchain, right? It's a dApp on there. So when you say where do you want it, what wallet you want to use, or what blockchain, you can hit that, and then
Dude,
it'll probably take you to Rufus chain.
think about this. What if Dogelon Mars, is going to launch on its own blockchain? It just feeds onto
Yeah,
itself,
yeah,
you
that's
know.
true too.
And so any sort of oh man, that would be a great selling point. Like they recommend going to that blockchain first before any other blockchain for any new decentralized holders. Like that's
Yeah,
the
and
contract address they send out in chat first.
And the thing about it is, like how I was saying, remember how it's like, and not comparing, but I had said this way before Ape Chain even came out. How
Right.
about it's going to be a DEX or a swap, maybe, where that's why, you can you could basically, it's like a DEX. That, and
Right.
then also you could bridge over your Elon too. That's the other one. And then the NFT marketplace, like Magic Eden. Like I feel like as if when they said what blockchain should we put on next or support, it's going
Right.
to be a DApp where you click on it, boom, you hit that, you're able to connect your wallet, you're able to do NFTs from there, you're able to do a DEX if you want. You're able to link to the AI metaverse. That's what I'm thinking. And when on the space that they did that one with what was it, IDK, they
Yes.
also made it seem like what they're targeting is Web3, which also is DeFi, GameFi, and Metaverse. So
Right.
who knows that maybe these partners, and if you noticed, every time they're at these events, and a while back, I have to find them, but one of them is like Czar. It's a video, it's like an AR game, on your phone.
Mhm.
So I notice a lot of these companies that they go to the events with, and a lot of the X spaces, there are a lot of Web3 developers, which is telling me they're hooking up with these people saying, hey, if you know projects that want to build on a Web3 blockchain, we have something called Rufus. And like, come on, like the whole Dogelon thing, the comics, it's cute, it's meme coin, it's AI, it's metaverse, it's just like, I feel that's the marketing they're kind of doing right now, is with trying to get people to build on the blockchain.
Now, before we go into that, I wanted to get into this right quick with Robinhood and Bitstamp. I want to play this. This is the Robinhood CEO. See what he has to say right quick.
And if you think about a business or an institutional investor, they also want access to the things we offer. They want 24-hour access to the equity markets, and want industry-leading margin rates, a great customer experience. So over time, I do think you'll see us branching more out into serving other types of customers, not just retail, but also businesses and institutions. And to that end, we announced an acquisition of Bitstamp, a global crypto exchange. One of the things that's very attractive about that business is that it's not just international, but also institutional. It gets us access to an entirely new customer base that we're not directly serving today. I think we can do more and more of that over the next 10 years.
We are launching our own derivatives exchange in the next few months. So that's something we are most excited about, and really hope to cooperate closely with Ripple there as well. In final stage of integration of really some top 30 commercial banks globally on Bitstamp as a service. So these commercial banks will offer crypto through Bitstamp. So that's definitely something we are very proud of.
Now it says Robinhood and Bitstamp drive XRP ledger into the 1 quadrillion derivatives market. If only 1% of this came onto XRPL, it will be over 10 trillion in tokenized derivatives. What do you got? Aren't we on Bitstamp?
If you think about
I was gonna say, what they're saying is exactly what the CFTC, how we're a commodity now. If you notice, look what it says, what they're doing, right? Derivatives, and what's their name? Crypto.com want?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just telling you institutions are coming in. That, and then, I mean, come on, we're a commodity now. That's just telling you now they're looking for stuff that's not okay, yeah, there's meme coins. Oh, they're cute, they're funny, they're fuzzy, yeah, and they're the market, like the volume's high, but now they're looking for utility now. And that's why I said stupid money is leaving and smart money is coming in next year. I'm talking about institutions. I'm not saying, oh, BlackRock's going to buy Dogelon Mars or something like that. What I mean is how Paul had said about getting on Robinhood. I meant smart money like that. They're going to see, oh, look at, they have utility. They're a commodity now, blah, blah, blah. Let's list them, stuff like that. That's what I said.
I don't believe we're on Bitstamp, but I know that Robinhood acquired them earlier this year. And so all of their assets will essentially be on Robinhood in a matter of time, or a bulk of them. they may choose to let some of them go, because exchanges do divest from holdings from time to time if they're poor performing assets. But I'm going to check our markets to see if we are on there or not. But I don't believe we're on Bitstamp. Yeah, I'm checking. No, not that I can tell.
No.
But yeah, they acquired them earlier this year, so I think that's kind of the impetus to them expanding their portfolio on Robinhood to their customers. So they're doing it piecemeal. It doesn't mean that, one day they won't decide to list 10 coins in one day or 20 coins in one day. So I'm just hoping that we get full undivided attention when they do in fact list us. Because they made a good announcement with Bonk recently. So we'll see what they do for us.
And let me ask you this: I feel that I hope this how it happens is Rufus launches the AI metaverse, and then the listings come in later, just for the fact of this is I can see the promotions. Remember, we were talking about this a while back, I think 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, how maybe they're holding back as well because they have promotions with these exchanges.
Yep.
That if they use Rufus chain, hey, you'll get this much. Or, say if you would like, say for instance, if you want to use the XRP chain or whatever, you'll get $10 in this, but you have to use the Rufus chain to receive it. So more gas fees, and then, it gets more eyes on it. So we were talking about that, and that's what I hope actually not it happens. And if it doesn't, I just hope the listings come later, just so FOMO kicks in and everything, the whole utility's out.
I know there wasn't talk about them launching a Rufus coin. However, they're going to need to, in some capacity, in order to tokenize things on that blockchain. And
Why would you
so,
say that?
because the way exchanges work, is that you're exchanging something for a tokenized thing on that blockchain, right? So Coinbase has a whole bunch of derivatives on Coinbase. Ethereum has derivatives on Ethereum that are built on Ethereum. And so if we are going to have Dogelon on Rufus blockchain, we will have to be a token on Rufus blockchain.
So something
Rufus
like
itself,
VeChain and VeThor.
Yes. Well, VeChain and VeThor is a little bit different because they're sort of, actually, it would be similar to that.
Because
You're
VeThor is
spot
the
on.
gas token to VeChain.
You are spot on, man. You've done your homework. Thank you.
Can I
correct.
Can I say something why I think there's not going to be a token?
Okay.
Just because it could actually be built on top of it could still be on Arbitrum, right? But it could be like ApeCoin and ApeChain. ApeCoin, like I'll read it to you. ApeCoin does not have its own separate coin because it's primarily used the existing ApeCoin token as its native currency. Essentially, the ApeCoin ecosystem operates on the existing ApeCoin, allowing users to leverage the same token for activities on the ApeChain network as they would on the broader ApeCoin ecosystem. And that's how I said, remember, they built the same thing, Caldera, and it's built on Arbitrum, the same thing. So that's why I had to, before I even, right,
not a token coin.
Right. So before I even read that, I knew, because I said that's why I don't think they're doing another coin, because they don't want it to be like SHIB. So when ApeChain came out, I started, looking at that, and I said, wait a minute, this is basically a copycat of Rufus Chain. Of course they didn't copy each other, I'm sure. Of course not, because look at how many things are built on Caldera, almost the same, but just way different. So that's why I thought there wasn't going to be one, and I don't think so.
All right. So basically, then Rufus would just be an ecosystem that they have dApps on, and it would use Dogelon as gas for the different dApps that are on the ecosystem of Rufus, but Rufus itself would not be a coin.
And that's why I think they did. Okay, so because we are ERC20, of course, right?
Right.
That's one. And two, if you notice, the AI metaverse in the dome, it has Ethereum as a symbol of the dome instead of diamonds or any other pattern.
Hmm.
That's telling me that's going to be Ethereum. And of course, Rufus blockchain, guess what, is on Arbitrum, which is on Ethereum. So I think that's why they're keeping it all in Ethereum.
I see. Okay, that makes more sense. I mean, I'm proposing all of this thing because we're going to need to start talking about this with holders, and so it hadn't made sense to me until you mentioned it that way.
Right. And that's why I had said, and like I said, this is, and Crypto Brown can tell you because it's in past lives, because I don't want people to think, oh, I'm just looking at Ape Chain and saying all this stuff.
Sure.
Because I had said this before, but remember I had said a DEX, an NFT marketplace. Guess what? Ape Chain, when it came out, I looked at it and I said, holy hell, this is exactly what I said what Rufus Chain is going to be. And then I saw Caldera, and I was the one that first brought all that up about Caldera and Ape Chain. So real quick, I went on there and I said, wait, you can actually do you can exchange, you can do a DEX, you can do a swap, you can buy and sell NFTs, you can build on it, and it's part of Coinbase 50, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm saying is, wow, this is exactly what I saw for Rufus chains.
Okay. Okay. So they're mentioning of Rufus blockchain being the next thing that they really want to do. Is not necessarily launching Dogelon Mars on Rufus blockchain. It's just launching Rufus blockchain.
Right.
There we go.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like, and I had said this before, because I think they just don't want to be like, and it's no offense to Shib, or Shiba, whatever they are, or Shib, sorry. But look at that thing's on life support. Look how many tokens they had to make. So I think that's why they chose to go with Caldera.
You don't
as
want
opposed
to water
to,
it's like it's like Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, right? Like you only want to stick to one derivative, not necessarily 5. You don't need 5 or 6 different iterations of the same thing. You can have the same project on multiple blockchains and have wormholes to those, to the original contract on the other blockchains, sure, but you don't need 5 different coins that are within an ecosystem for different reasons.
and then when I saw what they were building, and I said, okay, that's why I said this isn't their first rodeo. That's why I think they didn't do a layer 3, because it wouldn't have interacted so well, and it would have been more expensive. Yeah, I would have burned more Elon, but nobody wants to use something that's expensive. The whole point of, like, even say a lot of people don't like ETH because of the gas fees. So that's why they went for the layer 2. It's a little cheaper, but I mean, you're looking at microtransactions. But when blockchains build on it, or in the dApps or whatever, they still have to interact with it. That's still going to burn Elon.
Right. So their main focus basically is blockchain, burn, and the dApps, and then anything else would be a bonus down the line. And I think we're basically waiting on exchanges to list us while these things are being implemented. And anything else is a bonus. But it's still a good idea for us to do this XRP proposal for them to put it on their next to-do list.
Yeah, because the more blockchains, the better.
Yes. Yeah. And I think my proposal is still on there for base as well. So
yeah. And did you see one of the posts that Dogelon put on there? It hints at base. I don't know if he wants to, if Brown can find it, we could see it right there.
Right.
But I don't know if you wanted to share that big old whale buy, man. That was huge.
Yeah, please do, man. Let's talk about whale buys. Sorry, we got on a tangent, dude.
You guys see it, all right? 103,000. But I seen someone just bought 19,000. But I believe that there are whales that is like trying to. I don't know. It don't make sense to me where they're buying and then selling 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later. It just don't make sense to me. We'll take it to right here, right quick.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
is it the same wallet?
Are there red icons next to it?
Yeah, like this one here, he sold 19,000, then bought back in at 19,008.
Okay. So a lot of times when you see a buy and a sell in short order, that's typically a bot. And they're trying to do sandwich transactions so they can arbitrage like small gains.
Right.
And so they call those sandwich transactions because they're trying to get the best possible price point in between somebody else's buy and sell.
And they look like a hamburger. The transaction is like a sandwich.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
But yeah, the
so
buys
that's
and
something
sells
good for
short
the
order,
people to know too.
definitely bots. But sometimes you get idiots out there who are like, "Oh, well, I'm day trading." So they're watching the chart and they're putting in their buy order and their limit orders like in pretty small parameters, and so sometimes it's day traders too.
And that's what they're trying to leverage out, correct? Is the day traders?
Yeah, it's like, dude, you don't want to be day trading something like this. You want to be, buying low, selling high, but don't do it in the same damn day.
No.
You're not going to be making much, especially when you're doing buys of 100,000. You're only making maybe $1,000 or $2,000 within a 20-minute period.
If you're lucky with all the fees.
Yeah, exactly. You're paying more in gas sometimes than the profits that you're making.
It's like
so
some of those. It's like some of those burns, and it's not talking smack. A burn is a burn, but the Elon burns, when they're like 2 pennies or something, and somebody
Right.
goes, "How?" It's because of the fee, the gas fee. It's so funny. It outweighs almost how much you sent to be burnt.
Exactly. These small burns don't make any sense, dude. It's like you're paying $13 in gas for a $2 transaction.
So if you guys are watching, we got about 300 and some odd people in the space. If you are watching, go on your phone, go to Dogelon Mars website. When you get to the website, make sure you scroll down. Please scroll down. And you hit this vote button. Once you click on vote, it will take you to this page right here. Scroll down and hit on Bridge Elon to XRP Ledger. And as you guys see, we got 409 likes. I see it's growing. But family, you guys got to do your support, due diligence. Hit that button. Drop those comments down so the devs can see that we are really serious about us bridging to the XRPL. Because this is just everything that we're doing and the devs that are doing right now is just going to make a major push. Not just, don't get me wrong, of course, we want the prices to go up a lot more higher. But with us jumping onto the train, even though it left, like Rosie Rio said back in 2020, we're on the train right now. We just need that extra boost. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Don't get me wrong. This is major for us, but with the development that the devs has been working overtime, I still believe that we can still shoot past what we're doing now, even if we don't get listed. Not listed, but bridge with XRP. Give me your thoughts.
Well, I was gonna say is I feel like they want us to go to bridge to more blockchains, right? And if you
Yeah.
notice, Dogelon Mars was quiet, but he was watching everything we were talking about, everything we were doing. Because look, he finally, I'm gonna say, barked back, meaning, "Hey, we're hearing you." And I think they saw the XRP proposal. They saw us doing more about the Rufus blockchain and interacting with Caldera, like actually pushing. And I feel like that was the reward. Like, look, we're here, we're listening, we know. And even IDK on there said community. They said community so much, and they said, "Oh yeah, we see what they do. There's some committed people in there that are for the project and know the." She actually said that too. So what I'm saying is, after like the more you guys go on there and like it, Crypto Loser said that they see that and then they put it live for us to finally vote on it. Where I told you earlier, you connect your wallet and you vote with your Elon, but it doesn't cost anything. It's just you're for voting rights. And then the more Elon you have, the more voice, of course, you have. And then the faster we get that, we can do like maybe base or something else, because of course they're going to be, down for us to want to go to different blockchains. That's our voice. So I think that was like a clap back, him saying, yeah, you guys been talking loud and we're going to talk back.
And you guys don't understand how big the XRP community is. Now, don't get me wrong, we're a huge community and we do show our strength. But with us, bridging with XRP, I mean, there's a lot of retail investors that is ready to jump on anything that is connected with XRP. And they're knowing that it has utility. That's what the whole XRP community looks for. They look for real use cases and what can it really do. Most of them, they don't really want to just jump onto any meme token. But as you guys know, I mean, like what Meme Lord said, we're a meme, but we're a meme with a mission and utility. So, once they do their research and see what's really going on with Dogelon, and when they go click on the CFTC and they see how XRP, Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Solana, and then Elon, they're going to follow the wave. Let me go. Let me see if I can see it. Was it on here? Let me see. When they brought those tokens up, because that's what they're going to go crazy on. I may have missed it, but they have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, and Doge, Bitcoin Cash, like Parabolic Paul said, SHIB, Avalanche, shout out to Meme Lord, Polkadot, XLM, and you guys know Jed McCaleb was one of the founders of XRP, but then he left that to start XLM because they had a mission. So, I mean, everything's in front of you guys. I mean, how cannot this token go crazy? Also, I think we also need to bridge with ICP.
Yeah, and real quick, I wanted to shout out to Paul. I bought some DOT. I went down the rabbit hole. Oh my god, dude! Not shilling, but I bought like a hefty bag on the dip. It's yeah. So, anyways, that's another one to go on ICP just because of this. Not, I wouldn't say right now. Wait till next year, because real quick, Caffeine AI is coming out almost. Where what it does is it makes anybody a developer. You just develop an app with your voice through AI, and it builds the app for you. But anyways, yeah. So that's pretty sick, making anybody a developer. So that's coming next year, also with an upgrade of Utopia. But I do want them to get on there just because ICP is 100% on chain and it's AI, 100% AI, all on chain AI. Check this out. It can KYC somebody in 3.5 seconds. What they did was they took a picture of, let's say, a Lamborghini, right? And they ran it through the it was like a Lamborghini with the doors open. They ran it to KYC, and what it did was it scanned the whole internet within 3.5 seconds, and it KYC'd it, and it says it's a Lamborghini with the doors open, and it scanned the whole internet in that time to see if AI created it or if it was any kind of image stolen on the internet. That's what we're talking about right there.
Yeah. But I also want them to look at this too, though. They're like, people probably be like, well, how come Shiba Inu was on there already in 2023? But if you're looking, XLM got self-certified January 1st of 2024. Then Hedera had HBAR got on there May 8th, 2024. Then Chronos on October 4th, 2024. And then October 7th, Dogelon Mars. I mean, the SEC has to be looking through this. And for us to we're not walking under the SEC nose, but if XLM and H-Bar, definitely Chronos, got through and we got through right after that, I can see something really major is going to happen. You guys see how XLM, you know how long it took for XLM to shoot past freaking 25 cents?
Mm-hmm.
And for us to sit at, I don't know where we're at now, but last time it was like 40 something cents. I mean, think about it. Just think about it.
And for me, I think they want to list us, but we're holding back. That's my honest opinion, because real quick, like Paul said earlier, and have we said earlier, Paul said, not on this space, or this live, but a couple times about community and whatnot. Also, he said, and I think I said it, but about the volume, I said they also look at volume too. You know how much volume comes in? I know I said that.
Yeah.
And I said the volume that's been coming in and then what we're building, we should already have been listed, in my opinion. Paul didn't say that, but I'm just saying my opinion is we should have been listed. I think they're holding back just for promos or for FOMO, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too, man.
Like, real quick, how is things like Mega Chad, not anything offensive, and Pepe on Coinbase, but not Dogelon Mars with all his utility, Caldera talking to, come on, it's like, it doesn't make sense.
Nope.
And it's like they say, if it talks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's a duck.
Indeed, sir. Indeed. I got to bounce, guys, but it was great talking with you. Let's find out what we have in store for this coming New Year's, man. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate, guys, and hold on to your positions. Don't do anything stupid, because we got a lot of cool things coming our way.
All right, Paul, you have a good night. But real quick, I could stay.
Yes,
I could stay a little more too. Just letting you know.
All right, before we go, right? So as you guys see and hear, when it says the LDF is maintained by Luca Incorporated using the principles set forth in the IOCO principles for financial benchmarking, the IOCO principles. Do you guys know that they're dealing with the S&P, not the S&P 500? Just went to their website right here. Their partners. Tracking the performance of a selection of cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the S&P cryptocurrencies indices are designed to bring transparency to this evolving, unique asset class. S&P Global with the Dow Jones.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? Hold on. You guys can't see it. I'm right here. There we go. S&P Global. That's where it brought me to. That's one of their partners.
That's like heavily regulated, so that's telling you that the ones they're working with, like we're a commodity now, not a security. So like it's seen more of like a good asset to hold, even to like I can't speak for it, but for me it looks like for smart investors, people with money.
Yeah.
Institutional. There you go.
Right. All good things coming our way, gentlemen.
Yeah. So I appreciate you guys stepping in. Thank you, Parabolic Paul. Thank you, Meme Lord.
Thank you, man.
If you guys want to do this again tomorrow night or whenever, just let me know. I just been, been a little busy last week for the past couple of weeks. Usually Meme Lord be already on live. But if you guys do have a space, let me know. I'll join in. But other than that, if you guys have any closing words before we close this live, speak now.
I think Paul said it best. Hodl on and don't do anything stupid. That's the
Don't do
best
anything
advice
stupid.
ever. That's the best advice ever.
This is the worst time to sell.
Yeah.
Do not
And
sell
it,
your eggs.
and if you always feel how you're not certain, always do the research. It's all right there. Just keep reading it. That'll inspire you a little more.
Yes, sir. Stay safe, guys. Don't eat too much this holiday season, and don't do anything stupid.
All right, brother. You have a great night.
You too, man. Take care.
Yes, sir.
Bye bye, everybody. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace
Night.
out, fam.
Right now, on November 8th, I announced that when Mr. Trump, whether you love him or hate him, this was the beginning of the greatest transformation of wealth the world has ever fucking seen since World War II. See, I know what he was going to do. I know what he's going to do now. And he hasn't even got started. Now, what are you going to tell your kids and your grandkids 25 years from now when they say, gee, Daddy, gee, Grandpa, what were you doing other than having your thumb up your big fucking ass during the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of the world? What were you fucking doing? Fuck all, nothing. That's what most of you will tell them, your grandchildren and your children. It's never going to get any better than this, kids. This is the, as I said on YouTube, the eye of the perfect motherfucking storm. This is it. I never thought I'd live to see it again. This is going to make the 80s look like a nursery rhyme, which I praise Allah, praise Buddha, praise God. I participated in slashing and raping everybody in the 80s, legally. This is going to make that look like a fucking nursery rhyme. And what are you going to tell your kids? Oh, I had to spreadsheet it. I had to think about it. I had to read another book on M&A, you fucking morons. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.